Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the People Mover Travel YouTube channel. My name is Cheyenne Broyles. I am joined with the lovely Miss Haley and Miss Jordan. I like when we do three pairs because it's just the three musketeers always. And we are here today to talk about something very fun, which is our top three favorite Walt Disney World resorts, which was very difficult, I think, to narrow down because we love all of them. All of them are our favorite Walt Disney World resorts. So we are keeping it very chill today, and we're each going to go through our favorite resorts in each of the three categories at Walt Disney World. I'm so excited. Thanks for joining me, guys.
Thanks for
Okay.
having us, Cheyenne.
Oh, you're welcome. At the news station of Cheyenne, we only bring on the best. Okay, so let's go through our favorite Walt Disney World Deluxe Resort options. Who wants to go first?
I think for me, this was both the hardest and the easiest choice, if that makes any sense, because I'm the type of person when I travel at Walt Disney World, I really want to maximize my time in the parks, maybe not necessarily spend too much on my accommodation. So we'll talk about that in the moderate and the values. But I mean, when you have the opportunity to stay at a deluxe or visit a deluxe, my number one choice is always the Polynesian, and now supplemented by the Tower, DVC property there. It's the best. I love the theming, love the pool, love all the dining options. I mean, what's not to love about a tropical island paradise? It's so much fun to pop in and visit, whether you're going to Ohana for a meal or you want to shop some of the exclusive merchandise that's over there. They bring a lot of stuff from Aulani, for example, to the Polynesian. And I just love exploring the grounds, as much as I can when we have a rest day or like a resort hop day.
Amazing choice. You cannot go wrong with the Polynesian.
Yeah,
So
those are all really solid selling points for that hotel. Good vibes every time you go.
it's
Right.
amazing. And the new tower, like every time my client stays in a room, I'm just looking at the pictures. I'm like, I'm so jealous that you're in these rooms. They're so beautiful. Well, I went in the same locational area somewhat. This was actually the easiest for me. I picked the Wilderness Lodge because this is in where my clients stay the most. And I feel like it's one of the most underrated deluxe options because I feel like you get the similar amenities and closeness proximity wise to Magic Kingdom that you would get with the resorts on the monorail loop, but you get a little bit more quiet vibes with Wilderness Lodge. You take a boat to Magic Kingdom, and that in itself is just extraordinary. It's so peaceful and relaxing. The
Mhm.
resort itself is just relaxing as well. The vibes are there of Pacific Northwest Lodge, but you're also getting those Disney touches. I think the rooms are really greatly priced for the deluxe amenities that you're getting. You can get a fireworks view. The pool is beautiful. They have amazing restaurant options. I think Geyser Point is always a favorite with my clients because you can just sit right there on the water. You can get a cocktail, you can get food. It's just an amazing resort, and I find clients gravitate towards that one, mainly for the price, but also just for the great amenities that you're getting for being deluxe.
Storybook dining, that's like my number one.
Yes.
So fun.
The Copper Creek cabins there too are like little hidden gems. I love that area back there. You can get really great views. You're right on the water, and to your point, Cheyenne, like it's so quiet and so peaceful. Like you're at Disney, but you don't feel like it,
Yeah.
especially for folks that don't want, to see Mickey everywhere all the time.
It makes it kind of unbelievable that you're in like the Florida swamp, right?
They really brought in some good trees.
Mhm.
Right.
The landscaping team did great.
So for me, this was a hard choice for me because I have several favorites in the deluxe category, but I went with the first deluxe resort that I ever fell in love with, which is Yacht Club. And I think there's a lot of things going for this resort. Mainly the vibes is what captured my heart at the beginning. Like you walk in the lobby and the smell that's in the lobby, it smells like luxury, like a luxury vacation. And you just instantly relax. And like there's so many good restaurants in the area. Like geographically, it's positioned to where you're never going to be bored. You've got the boardwalk right across the water from you. You've got their sister resort beach club, which is literally like attached. And then you can hop on the Skyliner at the Epcot World Showcase entrance and go over to Riviera or anywhere else along the Skyliner route. And then, of course, Epcot is steps away. Like there are not many resorts on property at Disney World that you can actually walk to one of the Disney parks, which I think is a huge added value. So, Yeah. And also Stormalong Bay is like one of the coolest water park or not water parks, pools at Disney World property. Like the giant pirate ship water slide I mean, that's just like peak childhood entertainment, right?
Perfect. If I
Totally.
ever have clients who are like, they want to spend time at the pool, I'm like, you got to stay at Yacht or Beach Club because the zero entry, like, it's just amazing. You've got to experience it.
I like
Okay.
how we all picked Deluxe that they have these distinct transportation perks, right? Like you got the boats at Wilderness Lodge, you got Skyliner and boats at Yacht Club, monorail at Poly. I like how we all kind of we checked off all of the transportation options there.
And that price point, I feel like you got to have the extra modes of transportation to get, the best bang for your buck.
Yeah. It's something if you're like not a Disney World local or someone who goes a lot, sometimes you don't think about that, but those transportation perks like are where it's at. When you've got theme parks that are somehow, they're spread out, those are what's going to make the deluxe resorts is having that ease, especially if you've got kids and you're coming back for nap time. Like that is the perk right there. The piece de resistance of perks. Okay, let's go moderate resorts. What'd you pick, Haley?
I picked Port Orleans French Quarter and specifically French Quarter, which is no shade to Riverside. If someone picked Riverside, I'd love to hear why. But I just love again, we talk about vibes and ambiance a lot with all of these. I love the feeling of French Quarter. It's a lot smaller. If I think it might actually be the smallest, like footprint wise resort at Walt Disney World. And I actually really like that. And I like that for my clients, especially when they're talking about maximizing their budget. Like any room is a good room location wise at French Quarter. You've got views of the Sassagoula River. You're close to the main lobby to get fresh beignets every day. We're centrally located to the main pool area, which has a really great bar, playground, and water slide. I just love that it doesn't feel so overwhelming like a lot of the moderate and the value resorts can feel like with a bigger footprint. So love the theme, love the location. Again, great transportation perks with obviously the bus system, but also the boats that can take you to some neighboring resorts and Disney Springs, which is really fun for something different. And there's also a lot of like little hidden details and recreational offerings there, like the carriage rides that are sometimes available through there, especially seasonally, and the 5K beignet run, which is always fun. And like obviously during Mardi Gras, they do a lot of fun entertainment, on the grounds there since it fits the theme. So I just love it. I love how quaint it is. I love the colors. You feel like you're stepping into New Orleans. And in my opinion, every building, every room is in a great location at that resort.
I went with the opposite. I went with the big daddy of moderate resorts at Caribbean Beach. It
Oh, okay.
it's a great resort, but it's the opposite in terms of quaint vibes. But I think you're getting really great perks of having a really big resort in that you've got the Skyliner at Caribbean Beach, which is just checking a huge box for a lot of people. You're close to the Riviera, which is also checking a lot of boxes for a lot of people because you can kind of use their amenities as well. You can go get their quick service, you can go check out the lobby and all the grounds at just Riviera are just beautiful. So Caribbean Beach, I find a good chunk of my clients are staying there mainly for the Skyliner, but also because it's a little bit above a value. You feel like you're getting a different, more elevated Disney experience, but you're not paying deluxe prices. They also just recently renovated their rooms. They're really beautiful. And the amenities as far as dining, the pools, it's a really great, like well-rounded resort in a good price range at Caribbean Beach. So that's usually if my clients are kind of unsure of what they're even doing at Walt Disney World, where do they stay? There's so many options. I feel like Caribbean Beach is a really great place to start.
Yeah, that was my first Walt Disney World resort when I was younger. That's where we stayed. Very different now with all the refurbs and the work that they've done. But yeah, I agree. It's a great starter resort and underrated dining. To your point, Cheyenne, like Sebastian's Bistro is great. Like the actual table service at a moderate, I feel like can be hit or miss if it even exists at the resort you stay at, and that's a really good one.
Yeah, and they just like renovated the whole menu. I've heard nothing but good things about Sebastian's Bistro.
It's also kind of like this the central station for the Skyliner too, right? Like it's the only resort that you don't have to make a changeover for the lines at the Skyliner. So it's kind of nice, like be centrally located to get you to Epcot or Hollywood Studios.
It's a great location all around.
Well, the resort I picked is arguably not the best location, but I think that the vibes and experience really bring it up, which is why I wanted to chat about it. It's kind of a sleeper resort, but I feel like Coronado Springs has really upped its game in the last few years, especially since they opened the new Grand Destino Tower. The first time I walked in there, I was blown away. I was like, is this a moderate resort? Because it felt like a deluxe resort to me. And I mean, the vibes there are very unique in the sense that, like, it's a blend of Spanish, Mexican, and like Southwestern American cultures. And I feel like they really do a good job of bringing that all together in the whole lobby experience. But the lobby itself is the Grand Destino Tower. So if you're staying in a tower room, you're like super centrally located to all the best amenities. Mainly of interest to me at this resort is the food. It's like a foodie's paradise. There are so many restaurants here, kind of shocking for a moderate resort. I think there's like four table service restaurants there, and then another smattering of like quick service, gelato, coffee, a bunch of different things, pool bars. You will not go hungry here. I love the Toledo restaurant that's there. Have you guys been there before?
I haven't. I stayed at Coronado before the tower was open, so I didn't get to experience the tower.
Toledo is one of my
Okay.
favorite. Yeah, it's super good. If anyone's been to the Sagrada Familia in Barcelona before, they've got like the rainbow circumnavigating the top ceiling, and it's on the rooftop of Grand Destino Tower too. So it just feels like this really elevated, fancy experience. And I'm pretty sure it was actually recognized by like the Florida Michelin Guide a couple years ago. So if you like food, definitely check it out. I think that the atmosphere at this resort is so fun. And so it's located over in the Animal Kingdom area. So it's not like as geographically central as some of the other resorts are, but it does still have the bus transportation to all four parks and Disney Springs and the water parks. And so you're still going to get where you need to go. You just got to be, open to a little slower pace. And sometimes that's what we need on vacation, right?
I agree. When I stayed at Coronado Springs, it was giving me the vibe of like its own resort. Like you could almost forget you were at Disney in a good way because it's got all the water features and you said so many restaurants. You don't feel like, at some of the value and moderate resorts, you've got one quick service option and that's it. So you kind of feel like you have to leave. But at Coronado Springs, like you said, you have so many options. You could spend multiple days at your resort just like exploring and checking things out.
That's one I always recommend really as like a top choice if you're doing an adults only trip. Which is not to say that kids can't stay there and you can't stay at other places if you're doing an adults only trip. But like if you're doing a bachelorette, or you're going for like a Run Disney weekend, adult only time, like that's a great spot to be at, I think.
That's a great point. I'm planning a bachelorette party for a friend. I'm going to write that down.
Okay, last but definitely not least, value resorts. Haley, what'd you pick?
Yeah, definitely not least for me, because I think this is the resort I've stayed at the most. Like whether I'm going for a longer trip, shorter trip, whatever it is, Top Century is normally like the first place I price out. It's so much fun, and it's got like everything that I love in a resort at Disney, where again, fun theming, love the vibes, love all the throwback tunes. And when you walk in the lobby and there's all like the toys from at least my childhood and further generations back, like love the theming. I love the food court that's there. The pools are really great. And again, like it's a bigger footprint, but it doesn't feel huge. I don't think there's really a bad building, room, what have you at Pop Century. Skyliner access, can't beat it. We talked about transportation a lot already, but and it's right across the street from Art of Animation, which is another great spot that you can walk to and experience their theming, their food court, and other amenities. It's like my go-to. It's just the trusty steed that's always there. I love Pop Century.
I bet if we pulled a pie chart of all the Disney World trips that people move or books, I would say Pop Century probably takes what, like 60% of it. Like it's such
Probably.
everyone loves it. It's a great experience all around.
Yeah, never have had a bad experience there. And they've also been doing a lot of work too with renovating the rooms and the Everything Pop food court and merchandise shop at the front. There's a little arcade, a small pool bar. I mean, it really has everything you need at a great price point. And again, like for me, I typically like to maximize my budget and my time where I'm spending a lot of time in the parks and I don't need too many amenities rather. And so that's where it's always my go-to because it has just what I need.
Well, I went with their sister resort. I'm calling it. I don't know if it's technically their sister, but I went with Art of Animation Resort, specifically the family suites, because I think if you want a quintessential Disney vacation and you want to feel like you are never leaving the Disney bubble, Art of Animation is just perfect. If you have a kiddo who really loves something specifically, whether that's Cars, Finding Nemo, Lion King, whatever it is, and they want to be immersed in that world, I feel like Art of Animation, you cannot go wrong. The family suites are great for having more space in your room. You've got two bathrooms, but you're not paying the price of a, two-bedroom villa that you might be paying at a moderate or deluxe resort. If you want to have photo op experiences at your resort, I mean, Art of Animation, you cannot beat. The Cars area is one of the only places you're going to see some of that Cars. In my mind, all I can think of is my 2-year-old who's so obsessed with cars. So, like, for me, I'm like, can he see Lightning McQueen? Okay, we're going there. But you've got, I think it's the biggest pool on property of at the Art of Animation. I don't know logistics, but I know it's really big. Amazing pool bar there. It's just Art of Animation is great. You've got Skyliner, of course. You've got amazing. Their quick service is just you have so many options. You could never go wrong. And honorable mention, the music they play at Art of Animation is top tier. It's like Disney Channel circa 2005 covers of Disney songs. It's just magic.
The old Disney Mania CDs. I
It's
remember those.
unbelievable. It's Ashley Tisdale singing to you at all hours of the day, the Jonas Brothers. Like, it's amazing.
Would you say this is what dreams are made of?
I would. It for me, it's all I wanted to. I would just stand outside my room and listen to the music.
And pro tip too with Art of Animation that I always tell folks, I feel like the Lion King section of family suites doesn't necessarily get hate, but I feel like people tend to forget about it. It's my favorite area of the resort. There's not a pool there, and I feel like that deters people, but it's at a great location to the main lobby and the Finding Nemo pool. I'm also a child of the 90s, so I love the Lion King, but it's super quiet because no one really hangs out around there. So if you've got kids or you're needing to take rest during the day and you want a quieter area, consider the Lion King section for your suite.
Well, I feel like they're also always available too. Like if you can't get Cars or a Finding Nemo family suite, Lion King's always there for you. They got you.
And to your earlier statement, I do think that it is technically a sister resort to Pop Century. I feel like I heard that back when they were originally building Art of Animation, like Pop Century was already there, and they started the construction on the rooms, and they started with the Little Mermaid section, which is the only section you could get the standard rooms in, and then they pivoted midway through construction to do the family suites. And can you imagine how different things would be if those family suites were not there? I'm recommending those to people all the time.
They're so magical. They're just perfect. Like you just live in a little Disney bubble. Like they're so great.
That second bathroom is clutch.
No, it really is.
My resort pick for this category was the all-star resorts, and I feel like they do kind of get cast aside into the shadows a little bit when compared to like the flashiness of Pop Century and Art of Animation. But truly, I don't think that you can beat the price point for these resorts. Like if you want to get on property in the Disney bubble, but you don't want to pay a ton of money, then I think the all-star resorts are the way to go. So for those who don't know, there's 3 resorts that make up the all-star kind of cluster of hotels. There's All-Star Movies, All-Star Music, and All-Star Sports. And they're all kind of located like boom, 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 right next to each other on the map. So I think they share a little bit of bus transportation and things like that. The room categories are all exactly the same, like layout on the inside. And actually, it's the same now over at Pop Century, literally the exact same interior for the standard rooms and dimensions, just at a lower price point, likely because the geographic location is not quite as prime as it is over at Pop Century. But you're literally getting the exact same like interior experience that you would get at Pop Century over at the All-Star Resorts. So one kind of unique difference though is over at All-Star Music, they do have family suites there. And I'm pretty sure it was an easy conversion when they put these in. Like it's basically just two standard rooms and they kind of opened up one of them what has a connecting door. So it's always open all the time. It's a true family suite, but it can sleep up to 6 guests. And these are the most affordable suites on site at Disney property. So um, I think it surprises people sometimes when I'm talking to clients and they're like, yeah, we can't afford to stay on property at Disney World. And then I show them the prices for the All-Star resorts. And especially if you can combine the pricing with one of their like seasonal promotional discounts or something, some of the hotels that are off site are more expensive than the all-star resorts, and you get the perks of being on site at Disney World when you stay there instead. So, and I didn't even touch on the theming. You know, I said it gets eclipsed a little bit by the other resorts, but the theming is actually super immersive and amazing at all three of these resorts. Like especially movies, I feel like the larger than life Disney characters, like the giant Woody and Buzz statues over in the Toy Story section, are so cool. And the Fantasia pool is one of the best themed pools on Disney property, in my opinion. Like any Disney classic nerd should go there 100%.
I feel like it's classy Disney. Like, not that Art of Animation is not classy, but Art of Animation is very in your face, bright colors. But I feel like at movies, they're like, here's a really nice statue, here's a really nice pool, but it's not over like the rooms themselves are not as overly decorated, but you're still getting the Disney magic, and they're still like beautifully renovated. You cannot beat the price of that family suites.
Yeah.
Like they're just unreal.
And those are really close to Animal Kingdom, right? Like if you want to spend a lot of time at Animal Kingdom, that is a probably one of the shortest bus rides.
Well, thank you, ladies, for joining me. And we hope this gave you guys a little sneak peek of the resort options at Walt Disney World. And the greatest part is we didn't even touch on probably a third of the resort options. There are so many more out there. So if you're interested in taking a Walt Disney World trip, please reach out to us. One of our agents can kind of walk you through your options. And we kind of treat it as a game. We're like wizards to help you try to find your perfect Walt Disney World resort. So thanks, ladies, and please, if you are going to Disney, we'd love to help you. It's our like favorite thing in the world. So excited. Have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.
See ya.
I